along the actual wall of the part there. That's looking really good. Alright, let's profile this now. So we're going to come back up here to our stock toolpath, and we're going to use the profile chain. And it's asking, hey, what is it that you want to profile? Well, I want to profile this blue shape, so I'm going to left click that. Now we get our arrows. I want to climb cut, so I'm going to select this arrow right here, climb cut on the outside. And now it wants me to select the very end of my profile. I'm going to take the easy way out and just hit the F3 key on the keyboard to select everything. Now that I have my shape selected, I'm going to right click, and now we get our select tool dialog box. We're going to use a 1/2 inch end mill, turret position number 2. All this looks good, and again, please reference our first video we made on machining. It'll give you more details, as I am kind of going quick here. Okay, we're going to machine this at -0.75. I don't want to take any rough cuts. I want to just take it in one pass. I'm going to leave a 0 on the side, and because I'm leaving 0 here, I don't need a finish pass here. We'll click next. And my lead in and lead outs all look great. This is how we approach and exit the profile. There's more information regarding this in our first machining video, so I'll click finished, and there is our finish pass. So let's simulate both of these operations. To do that, just come up here and select group, then take your cursor and right click and select simulate. By clicking up here on the group, it will simulate everything. It'll simulate all your operations. Okay, let me say that again. If you want to simulate all your operations, come up here and right click and select simulate. If you just want to simulate one of these operations, you just highlight that, right click and select simulate. But we want to do everything. So I'm going to right click the group, simulate. The top of the material is Z0, the bottom of the stock is -1 inch. We definitely want to pick a boundary, so we'll click OK. I'm going to just left click that green boundary and right click. So here's our roughing. You can see we're using a green tool. Every time it turns red just means that it's in rapid mode. Okay? That's all that's doing, is just showing you when we're rapiding. Alright, now we're roughing down at -750. Now the tool changes color to orange. There's our finished cut. And you can see too that the actual color on the shape here is a little bit different too. Alright, so there's our finish pass. Now let's drill these using Hole Wizard. I'm going to go through this quick because we covered this in our first video, but we'll go Hole Wizard. Those are the holes I want to machine. Going to click next. My clearance, my plunge, my material top all looks great. I want to center drill these. I want to drill. For center drill, I'm going to use a center drill and small one. And I realize I'm going fast here, but this is covered in more detail on our first video. We're only going to pre-drill these at 50 thousandths deep. Don't forget the minus sign there. I do want a can cycle. In other words, I want a G81, so I'm going to say can cycle. Either one of these will work. This will give you a can cycle. This will not give you a can cycle. But for this example, I do want a can cycle. So there's a G81. G81 can cycle is what I want. Now we're going to set up the parameters for the drilling. So I'm going to double click that. Going to select a 1/2 inch drill. That looks good. That's going to be turret position, let's see, what is that? It's going to be turret position number 4. Click next on that. I want a can cycle for this, and I'm going to machine this -800 thousandths because our stock is -750. So that looks good. And we'll click next to this. Now I want to peck drill this, so I'm going to use this G83 peck drill cycle. Alright, and this is the peck amount, so I'm going to say 200 thousandths. That just means it's going to drill down 200 thousandths, 200 thousandths, 200. It's going to keep using that 200 thousandths until it finally gets to -800 thousandths. That looks good. So I've got my center drill information filled out, my drill information filled out. Now I can click finish, and there is the toolpath for that. Let's simulate everything. I'm going to right click, simulate. All those values look good. I want to select my boundary for my stock, so I just left click and then right click, and let's watch it machine the part again. So there's our rough cycle. We've got a green tool there. Every time it turns red just means it's rapiding. That's supposed to draw your eye to that because you want to be real careful when you're rapiding through here. You can also have clamps and vise draws and all kinds of things drawn if you want. There's our profile cycle. Here's our spot drill. It's actually a blue tool, but it looks red because we're wrapping most of the time. And there is our drill cycle. Okay? Hey, thank you very much for watching. If you want to create a CNC program for this, just right-click up here. You can select Post Group. That's one way to make a CNC program. Another way is just to select this first button right here and select Post if you want to. Make sure you select the correct machine. For this example, why don't we use a Haas? So we'll come over here and find our Haas machine, and now we'll click Post. I'm going to store this on my desktop again, and we'll just call this Demo 2. And we'll click Save, and this creates our CNC program. Remember how we talked about canned cycles for our hole routine? I'm going to scroll down here, and note that Tool 4, which was our spot drill, there's our G83 cycle right here. That's a spot. That's not a spot drill. That's actually the peck drill. But up here, our third tool that we used, it was a G81 cycle. So there's your can cycle for drilling, and there's your can cycle right here for peck drilling, right down here. Okay. Hey, again, thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.